Hey, what's up? My name is Rollercoaster Rider.
Hi, I'm Kay.
Now, we're recording this a while in advance, so as a result of recent movies like Ocean's 8 and Atomic Blonde and uh most Jennifer and some and Hunger Games and stuff and Charlie's Angels, it seems that female action movies have are becoming more and more relevant and more popular. But I think it's time we look back at one that was probably forgotten and probably shouldn't have been.
Right.
We're talking about, and because we're a movie review channel, we have to do a video game movie every once in a while, otherwise we get banned. I guess that's a rule. So we're going to review DOA, Dead or Alive.
Yep. A martial arts action thriller.
With only one Asian woman, or two, I guess, and like three or four
Well, you have a
non-Asian women.
right, and then you have an Asian guy.
You also have an African American guy. And then you have Then you have some white guys who die before we even know their names.
But what it is all of the best fighters, whether I think they were all martial arts or you had
No,
some
they
that
were
were
the
like
best. They were the
kickboxing
best in
and
their fields. Like one of them
okay.
was an assassin. One of them was a thief. The other one is like a wrestler. Jimmy Presley plays like a Southern Ronda Rousey girl.
Yeah.
And the way they get invited to this is uh if you saw the movie Now You See Me and how they got introduced with cards, they kind of get introduced like this with throwing stars, I believe, right?
Right. The DOA invitation
Mm-hmm.
or yeah.
And the women at the beginning, they kind of get introduced Suicide Squad style, where you see like where you see their name and what they're really good at.
But was this released before Suicide Style?
Yeah, this was made in 2005 and it was released
Okay.
in January of 2007.
Whoa. Took a while.
It had a very limited theatrical release, and it only made I think 7 million on a $21 million budget.
Whoa. Okay.
So anyway, you think that they're all being led by this one girl, but it's actually being controlled by her father, Eric Roberts, who
No, her father's partner. Her father died, which
oh yeah,
Weatherby
okay.
told her.
And her ex father's partner, or past father's partner, whatever, played by Eric Roberts, who Kay doesn't think this, but I think he kind of looks like Michael Bay.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
He puts nanobots inside the performers to figure out like what they're good at, what they're bad at, and stuff.
Right.
And he puts them against challenges. And one thing I want to say is that the movie doesn't exactly follow on the promises or the rules. Like one of the rules is no weapons, only the human body.
Yeah.
But there were some fights where they were like throwing stuff. They were like throwing
Chairs
shoes.
and yeah, kicking the shoes off.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do want to say, this is me being a jerk. It's PG-13, and on the back it says it's rated that for for nudity. There's nudity. Must have been
Very brief and not full.
Oh, okay.
Covered up.
And you kind of had a hunch that the women were going to survive because, well, they're on the poster.
Yeah, they're on the cover of the DVD.
Mild spoiler alert.
Yeah.
And they're also on the back, and the final scene of the movie is on the back of the DVD cover. Yeah. Wow, spoiler alert. So basically, they all have to fight each other and various people, and the winner gets $10 million. And some of them are just like, Man, that is a jerk move. Like, Jamie Presley's character has to fight her dad.
Yeah.
And,
Well, he was trying to figure out what they had in them.
yeah. And, some of the girls do work together, like at the beginning where they're trying to, like, climb a rock formation.
Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't take the steps.
They were doing, like, Cirque du Soleil if they were rock climbing up a... If they were rock climbing up the stairs in JJ's apartment building.
Mm. Okay.
And it says, like, be prepared to fight at a moment's notice. But a lot of them, they're like, can we fight later? Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, quick sight gags, in my opinion, that are pretty funny. Like, one of them has... We're not familiar with the video game, so we're probably going to get a lot of this wrong. Kasumi. Kasumi is fighting this guy, and, one of the girls is... One of the guys and one of the girls are both watching her, or both watching
They
them,
were in bed.
and one of them, like, turns her head and goes, all right.
Yeah. But before they came through the wall, supposedly it was the guy that killed her brother.
Yeah.
But she's like, they were in bed, and she's like, I feel the earth move.
That's the point.
Literally. And then they come flying through the wall.
And, part of me is glad that black guy didn't stay around for a while because he was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
He looked like Marlon Wayans, and he had Cisco's hair. Or Dennis Rodman's hair.
Green.
I thought it was pink.
No, it was green.
But yeah, that character was annoying to me.
Yeah. Well, he kept trying to hit on Jamie Presley.
Not only that, but he was dancing when they were doing the physical, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was annoying. They were doing some acupuncture where Jamie Presley was like, ooh, that feels good. They were doing volleyball and stuff.
Beach volleyball.
Yeah. And, Steve Howie from, Reba, plays Mr. Willoughby?
Weatherby.
Whatever.
Just like the guy on
Yeah.
the boat at the end. Called
Mr. Wallaby or something.
Weatherby.
And, he plays, like, this,
Didn't recognize him until he took
Yeah.
off the glasses and, like, combed his hair back with his fingers, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
yeah, with a
Yeah.
love montage.
yeah. Then it was like,
Or,
aha!
no, a love, dream sequence, kind of?
Yeah. He was trying to get the guts up to go and talk to Helena.
Mm-hmm. Helena, yeah, you're right.
Helena.
And I guess the best way to describe his character is a hacker with a heart of gold?
Yeah, he's a computer genius.
Mm-hmm.
And when he
Yeah.
starts, when all the fighting and Helena lost to Christy, and he went to soothe her, and then that's when
a big reveal happened.
yeah.
But yeah, there's some
they had to fight a bunch of people.
there's some characters that I guess if you've played the video game, you'll know who they are, but for me I had to, like, Wikipedia some of the people to figure out what their characters' names were. Like, there's this white girl with purple hair. What was her name?
She was Asian.
With purple hair?
Yeah, because she came from Kasumi's castle or palace.
She didn't look Asian to me.
Well, she was in love with her brother.
But yeah, there's going back. There's a pretty funny scene with Jamie Presley on a boat at the beginning.
Yeah.
And
On a yacht.
yeah, and there's a follow up that's also hilarious.
Oh no!
It's like they can't catch
You
a break.
again?
But I did like how it seemed that the people that got beat in this movie, like, deserved it because they're not like bloodthirsty assassins where they're just, like, killing anything.
Right. Well, the dead
Like,
are
they
alive.
let Jamie Presley let that dude live, which was, I always thought, or kind of going back to that yacht scene, there's a thing where she was like, I'll make a deal with you. Get off the boat and you won't experience any pain. And I thought, like, I would be
She
like,
didn't say anything. She did with actions like,
no, no, it was before.
oh,
She gave them a warning.
oh yeah, and they were like, ha ha ha.
But I was like, why not? I would just jump off.
Well, the last guy did.
Yeah, what was good was that after she kind of like kicked him in the chest or something, so he was like stuck. She said, "Come on, I'll help you up."
And he's like,
And then she like pointed to the side and he jumped.
yeah, he's like, yeah. Jump.
And then they Eric Roberts, we're not going to spoil the final ending, but it involves the nanobots
Acupuncture.
and it reminded me, I'm not going to say how, but it reminded me of Rihanna in Battleship about how, should I talk about the,
If you want.
okay, I'm not going to say it in context, but the glasses never fell off. It was like, it was like Rihanna's hat in Battleship, how that hat was like, is that glued to her head? I think JJ said that.
Yeah. He wore sunglasses, so. Hi.
She went. Anyway, the movie is, I guess I would describe it as like a Jet Li Hunger Games.
Okay.
Is that how you describe it?
Yeah, you could.
It's a lot better than the last Hunger Games inspired movie I saw, 31, which was like Jigsaw's Hunger Games.
I think there was a lot of action in it. I think the scenes looked real. The scenes looked real. The photography,
Cinematography.
cinematography. You know, even though they did it slow mo, you could see that
It
like,
wasn't like Zack Snyder slow-mo where it was like every other second.
right, but you could see exactly the contact, so to speak.
There was one scene where you saw the aftermath about like figuring out a girl finding out another girl has tattoos.
Yeah.
And then they show what happened, and it was like, why didn't you do that? Why did you reveal the answer and then show the beginning? Because now there's no tension. But yeah, there's a lot of groin hurting in this movie, putting it very mildly.
Well, it's the easy way. The knees to the waist on a man
Yeah.
is easy targets.
And I am kind of bummed that this movie bombed because I would have liked to see a sequel.
Oh yeah.
Because I would probably say this movie had more action than some action movies. This way better than Die Hard 5. It even reminded me of Die Hard 5 a little bit because while the Jamie Presley's character and her dad were fighting, they were also doing like daddy issues, which was short and it was hilarious. And I was like, someone should have watched this and taken notes for Die Hard 5.
Maybe.
I would definitely tell people to see this movie.
Yeah, I don't think it was like what, you know, okay, maybe it's not up there with Fast and Furious, Avengers, or whatever.
It's better than Torque.
True, but
it has a better story.
Torque cinematography.
Cinematography.
Right, that was pretty good though. But for action-packed women, whoa.
I would probably say this movie is maybe even better than Sucker Punch.
I don't remember Sucker Punch.
Would you say this is better or worse than Charlie's Angels?
I don't really
The Drew
remember
Barrymore, Cameron
Charlie's
Diaz
Angels.
ones. Okay. What's another female action movie I'm trying to think? Bridesmaids, because it wasn't a comedy. Anyway, do you have anything else to say?
Nope. I think you should watch it.
Okay, we'll be right back with another review, and it's gonna probably be soon to. It's gonna be soon Thanksgiving, right?
Yep. Turkey.
Sounds like we need to see a birds movie.
Ah, maybe.
Bye.
Bye.